almost 4 months in, but I'm finally doing it. The 2022 album list. Well, my favorite albums from 2022. And it took this long because I had to re-listen to all the ones that I liked that came out and try to narrow it down to 22, and I actually was able to do that. Even got some honorable mentions because it was so hard to decide. I'm not even sure this is in like the actual order of how I feel, from best to worst or worst to best. I just liked them all and had a hard time narrowing it down, so let's just get on with it. I put number 22, Jeezy, Snowfall. Though I don't know if that really counts. It might have been a mixtape of DJ dramas all over it, Casey Grills. So if it doesn't count, I don't care. It's my list. 21, I had to put Drake in 21 because 21. Her Loss. Her Loss was actually a good album. I was surprised that I liked it. Even though the album art's a little unusual. Just that smile she's giving. So she's coming up to ask me if I have games on my phone while I'm sleeping. I know she's not a child, but still, she just has that expression like, got any games? At number 20, I put Kenny Beats. Louis, that one was nice. You know, mostly instrumental, had some like, it was just like a vibe. I really like a little bit of instrumental vibe music. There's gonna be more on this list, don't worry. Plus around that Family Tree song where it was just like, fuck your sister in the day, or whatever they say, was a really fun lyric. I thought that was funny, so that one's going at number 20. At number 19, I put The Weeknd, Dawn FM, which I almost forgot that came out in 2022 because it was like right at the start of 2022, like early January. But I counted it. I like that one. Jim Carrey's on it, you know, telling those stories. I like Jim Carrey, so I'll take it. Number 18, Saba, A Few Good Things. Now, Few Good Things is an interesting title since there's many good things about it. I wouldn't say there's a few bad things to say about it. Number 17, I put Conway The Machine, God Don't Make Mistakes, even though I'm proof that he does. Number 16, I put Gemini Rights, or as TikTok calls it, the Bad Habits album. That whole album's fire front to finish. I don't care what anyone on TikTok has to say. There's more than that song, Bad Habits. Okay, Steve Lacy is a machine. I'm excited to see what else he does. And Lizzo coming in at 15 with her album Special. That album makes me feel special. Actually, every time I listen to it, I'm like, okay, thanks, Lizzo. And she sampled Coldplay, so I mean, come on. At 14, I've been obsessed with this band lately and just listening to a lot of it. But this album came out in November. Palomino from First Aid Kit, that Swedish Duo. So good. Their music's just amazing. Their harmonies, their voices, everything. Got a little twang to it. I really enjoy their music. They're actually a first aid kit to my sadness. Definitely check them out if you haven't. Alright, at number 13, I put Father John Misty, Chloe in the Next 21st Century. Father John Misty's great. Where is it? I don't think it's behind me, but I have the I Love You Honey Bear album somewhere on my wall. Oh yeah, you can see it behind me right there. If I just kind of tilt up a little bit. Yeah, that album's amazing. Maybe I'll get Chloe and put it next to it. Who knows? Number 12, I put Lupe Fiasco, Drill Music in Zion. That Autobotto song, which surprisingly isn't about Transformers, is amazing. And I can't think of the name of the song where he just had that lyric of the verse where rappers dying too much. It's real, it hit deep, because it's true. It's sad to see how many rappers we lose. At number 11, Nas, My Born Day Twin, KD3, King Zizzy's 3 with Hit Boy. Nas and Hit Boy don't miss. I hope they just keep doing this, just keep dropping album after album. I will not be upset about that. And I think KD3 might be my favorite of the 3 King Zizzy's. I don't know if that's a hot take. Let me know what you think. And at number 10, SZA, SOS. I'm really upset that they didn't put the Big Boy song from SNL on that album. I'm sure Punky Johnson's upset as well, but hey, what are you gonna do? We don't make the rules. At number 9, I got Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Another person that doesn't miss is Kendrick Lamar. Always putting out bangers. I'm excited to see what he does the next 13 years. Pusha T, It's Almost Dry, another classic album. Not much of a Coke person myself. I'm more of a Pepsi guy. Sorry, I had to say that. Now, Pusha T, this album's fire. Definitely gotta give it a listen if you haven't. At number 7, lucky number 7, Royal Coda. To Only Few at First. I have that one around here somewhere. I think it's above my head, but I don't want to mess up my shelf. I don't want anything to fall on my computer. It's new. Number 6 is Vince Staples. Ramona Park Broke My Heart. You know who else broke his heart? Is Janine from Abbott Elementary. Although I'm sure he really didn't care. He was eating his food. But I like seeing Vince's little arc on Abbott Elementary. If you haven't seen it, watch that. And if you haven't listened to this album, listen to that. Don't do it at the same time. They'll conflict. Alright, next. Number 5. Great album if you haven't heard this one. Well, listen to all of them. I don't have to keep saying that. Every album, if you haven't heard, listen to them. Coming in at number 5, Domi and JD Beck, Not Tight. Now that album is tight. I do like this album a lot. All the little features from like Thundercat, Anderson .Paak, can't go wrong with that. Domi and JD Beck just like ran in with this album, kicked open the doors of the mainstream like.
You like jazz?
And at number 4, now allegations noted, I got Dance Gavin Dance, Jackpot User. Now I had to listen to this album regardless of all the drama that happened over the summer. I'm not going to comment on that. However, I will say rest in peace to Tim Feerick. I'm a big fan of Dance Gavin Dance, as you can see behind me. I got all sorts of stuff going on there. I'm listening to him since high school. So yeah, allegations noted, but I have to put that album in my top 5. Really do like that album a lot. And coming in at number 3, we got J.I.D. The Forever Story. Now this is someone I'm excited excited to see where their career is going to take off because they've just been killing it ever since. Everything they've released is banger, banger, banger. The Forever Story, he's going to have a Forever Story, and I'm excited to see it. It was hard figuring out what I wanted to do with the top two, but I ended up landing on Polyphia, Remember That You Will Die, and I usually try to forget that it will die because that bums me out. But surprisingly, my number 2 and my number 5 are going to go on tour together. Domi and JD Beck and Polyphia, something that I never would have expected, but I'm going. I have a ticket. Are you going? The Detroit show, anyone? See you there. Alright, and at number 1, Quadeca, I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. And I'm new to Quadeca, and I really like this album. Just beautiful, front to finish, just like makes you feel something, and I never would have expected the kid who was rapping to the Wii Sports theme.
Yeah, we just living in a solar system. One big world, it'll hold the wisdom.
To make album of the year for me, like that's insane. Give it up for him. Give it up to Quadeca. Yeah, if you guys don't know, he's just like a Canadian artist, really talented, produces all of his own stuff. The visuals are amazing. Check him out if you haven't. But that's my top 22 albums of 2022. And some honorable mentions, I would say Underworld Voyeurist, Lloyd Banks, was it Course of the Inevitable 2? It was a good one. Denzel Curry, All My Eyes. And don't roast me for not having that in my list. I really liked it. I was just going to the albums that I kept going back to. And unfortunately, that one I didn't. But if you have a favorite of any of that I said, let me know in the comments. Or if you want to see me do a deep dive on any of these albums alone, or break down why I like it song by song, let me know in the comments as well. And if you want to see more stuff like this, like subscribe, let me know. Thanks again. I've been Ian Idiot.